Hey, what's good, brothers and sisters? How y'all doing today? This video really isn't for the public. I'm just recording this in case this is actually a letter that I'm writing to my brother in prison. And I'm recording this in case he doesn't receive the letter, because the knowledge that I'm putting in this letter is not something that it's the kind of knowledge that they're trying to suppress. So there's a chance that he might not receive this letter. So I wrapped this paper around the letter and I wrote on both sides, the front and the back, it says, notice the agent is notice the principal. Notice the principal is notice the agent. All intellectual property in this 5-page document belongs to my brother, right? And I put it on both sides so they've been notified that it's intellectual property belonging to he who I am sending the letter to. All right. So I'm about to read this letter. So if something happens to it and they don't give it to him, then I can rewrite it and send it again. Or I can visit him and I can give him the knowledge. So it says, "What's good, brother? I finally found your mailing info and where they transferred you." I said, "It's blank from a different jail. Love and miss you, brother. Got so much to tell you. When I got out, I went back to the streets like a fool. I started studying scriptures in depth though. I escaped the streets and I'm finally trying to get my life together. I got lots of work to do though. I'm about to give you some very powerful knowledge, brother. What I have learned studying scripture in several languages, including legalese. Yes, there is a legal cipher in scripture. But I could use some of your wisdom as well, because the things I have learned have conflicted my faith. Before I teach you what I have learned, I just want to say, please stop getting in trouble and losing good time." So I downloaded the Black's Law Dictionary 4th edition online. I stumbled upon this knowledge for 2 reasons. 1, because I was studying to beat my case, and 2, because I prayed for the truth that sets everyone free, so I can have the power to save everyone. I'm going to try to explain the best I can on paper. First, let me give you some definitions. Blasphemy: any oral or written reproach maliciously cast upon God, his name, attributes, or religion. In general, blasphemy may be described as consisting in speaking evil of the deity with an impious purpose to derogate from the divine majesty and to alienate the minds of others from the love and reverence of God, calculated and designed to impair and destroy the reverence, respect, and confidence due to him as the intelligent creator, governor, and judge of the world. It embraces the idea of detraction when used towards the supreme being as calumny, usually carries the same idea when applied to an individual. It is the willful and malicious attempt to lessen men's reverence of God by denying his existence or his attributes as an intelligent creator, governor, and judge of men, and to prevent their having confidence in him as such. In English law, blasphemy is the offense of speaking matter relating to God, Jesus Christ, the Bible, or the Book of Common Prayer intended to wound or harm the feelings of mankind, or to excite contempt and hatred against the church by law established, or to promote immorality. Christian: pertaining to Jesus Christ or the religion founded by him. Professing Christianity as a noun, it signifies one who accepts and professes to live by the doctrines and principles of the Christian religion. It does not include Mohammedans, Jews, pagans, or infidels. One who believes or professes or is assumed to believe in Jesus Christ and the truth taught by him. Yeah, the Law Dictionary admits Jesus taught the truth. So, Christianitatis Curia, the court Christian, an ecclesiastical court as opposed to a civil or lay tribunal. See also court Christian. Christianity, the religion founded and established by Jesus Christ. Christian name, the baptismal name as distinct from the surname, the name which is given one after his baptism. Such name may consist of a single letter. Church. In its most general sense, the religious society founded and established by Jesus Christ to receive, preserve, and propagate his doctrines and ordinances. It may also mean a body of communicants gathered in the church order under one form of government by the profession of the same faith and the observance of the same ritual and ceremonies. Place where persons regularly assemble for worship, congregation, organization, for religious purposes, religious society or body, the clergy of officialdom of a religious body. Church courts. Tribunals within the structure of the church charged with adjudicating disputes of an ecclesiastical nature which may not be adjudicated in civil courts. Church property. Within constitutional exemption from taxation, it means property used principally for religious worship and instruction. Church register. Parish record of baptisms, marriages, deaths, etc. Church school. Church-supported school providing general education in addition to religious instruction. Cipher. Ordinarily, a secret or disguised written communication unintelligible to one without a key. Canon. A law, rule, or ordinance in general and of the church in particular, an ecclesiastical law or statute, a rule of doctrine or discipline, a criterion or standard of judgment, a body of principles, standards, rules, or norms. In England, a cathedral dignitary appointed sometimes by the crown and sometimes by the bishop. Legal code is defined in the Encyclopedia Britannica of 1893 as the undoing of God's laws. All right, so I'm hoping you know about the Vatican's trust and the Straminius Homo / strawman. First, let me stress the fact that they are hiding the fact that Jesus established the kingdom of heaven while he was here, and Revelation says when he returns, he will destroy the corporations masquerading as governments and establish his kingdom once again. Title 28, United States Code, subsection 3002, 15A through C, defines United States as a legal entity, as a corporation. The jurisdiction / jurisdiction of the United States is only in Washington, D.C. Jesus said his citizenship was not of this world, that he was a citizen of heaven, speaking of the kingdom of heaven. Reason being that a citizen is a member of a political party who consents to being governed over. Now that you know the U.S. is a corporation masquerading as a government, does it now make sense why there is a president, vice president, CEO, secretary, and board members? The Declaration of Independence says the government derives its power from the consent of the governed. Were you asked if you consent? Nope. Your consent is assumed / presumed based off of fraudulent contracts as well as your actions. The kingdom of heaven has its own flag, known as the Christian flag. Those contracts are your birth certificate, social security number, licenses, registry to vote, the Pledge of Allegiance, etc. The Constitution has been rewritten, and the versions say that we have God-given, unalienable / inalienable rights / liberties. Either way, unalienable or inalienable is spelled, capital spell, lowercase ed, I spelled it like that to make sure that he knew that I was talking about spells. But anyways, it says either way, unalienable or inalienable is spelled, it is jacked. Una, lean, able equals one lean, able. There is a lien against our God-given non-lienable rights and liberties, which happens to be the birth certificate. Too many believe our rights / liberties come from the Constitution and ramble about, quote, constitutional rights, end quote. Our rights actually come from God, and many are found in Scripture. See Genesis 1, verse 26 through 29, for example. What is dominion? We have the God-given right to free land, but our rights have been taken away because we moronically accepted the mark of the beast. The beast is these evil corporations / governments, these corporations masquerading as governments, and the mark is the straw man, which is the birth certificate, social security number, and licenses. Every time we get a license, we trade our God-given rights for so-called privileges. So to establish the kingdom of heaven, all we need to do is acquire some non-corporated land, establish a non-corporated church government, non-corporated Christianitatis Curia / Christian court, non-corporated church school, and non-corporated church community. All property in the church community, if owned by the church and not corporated, is non-taxable, meaning there is no need for money. Money is cotton paper with sigils on it. Jesus told us not to use money. Quote, you can only serve one master, end quote. So everyone helps self-sustain the community like the old days. The kingdom has its own jurisdiction. The book of life is the authorized 1611 King James Version Holy Bible. Everyone is assumed to be dead and lost at sea. Once you are reborn, as in baptized, you receive a new name. See Revelation 2:17 when it talks about the new name, the white stone, being put in the book of life. We are assumed to be dead, but we could be reborn and claim life. See also the definition of Christian name. The alternative to the mark of the beast, which is the legal I.D. entity, that's all one word as in identity, I just broke down the spell, is, so let me go back. The alternative to the mark of the beast, which is the legal identity, I.D. entity, is the lawful Christian record. Jesus is the surety of the New Testament / covenant. Romans chapter 13 is referring to the church government. Obviously, abortion / child sacrifice and many other legal codes are not ordained by God. I am sure to have left out some things I wanted to tell you, but make sure to ask questions about whatever you want to know. My next letter will explain the spiritual wisdom I have gained from Scripture. You are still in my prayers. Check this out. Jesus was the original enemy of the state / corporation. He evaded arrest several times and talked down to the lawyers, scribes, and Pharisees. He said, woe to the lawyers, scribes, and Pharisees, for ye entered not into the kingdom yourselves, and hindered those who wished to enter. Anarchy has been misinterpreted to mean something bad, but Jesus said, I am the Alpha and the Omega / and then I drew the Alpha and I drew the Omega. I said, put them together, and I drew the Alpha inside of the Omega. I said, now close the Omega around the Alpha, and I drew an A with a circle around it. Boom. The anarchy symbol is the Alpha and Omega combined, and most commonly is pictured like, and then I drew the most common anarchy symbol with the A coming out of the O. I said, or like, and then I drew a perfect circle with the A around inside of it. Said, love you, bruh. You changed my life with your spiritual seeds, and I will give you my spiritual wisdom in my next letter. Everyone loved that cross and slugger haircut you gave me in blank jail. And I figured out that the scar by my left thigh is the Hebrew letter Tav. Head up, bro. One love, peace, and fortitude. So that's the end of the letter. Y'all can learn a thing or two for it. But the reason I'm making this is just to document what I wrote. That way I can remember everything in case they try to confiscate this letter for the knowledge and wisdom that it contains. Because every YouTube channel that I've made has grown pretty quickly, but it's also been terminated by the government, and they deleted every comment that I've ever commented and every video that I've ever made. They also have terminated all of my Facebook channels because they don't want this truth to get out. This is the truth that sets us free. I finally deciphered it. One love, peace, and fortitude.